be a viral video, or at least a bacterial video. LG's thoughts on turning 60.
Wow.
A contemplative and moving reflection, if he must say so himself.
And he must.
Delivered July 1st, 2022 at Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. I want to start by thanking all of you for coming to tonight's Sunset Cruise. Also, I should mention that the speech was expertly edited by my friend Lee. Lee and I have been friends since we were 11 years old. In fact, once when we were kids, I locked him in my bedroom with a live bat that had flown in the wind. And that's true. And we're still friends 49 years later, which I think just speaks to what an awesome human being I must be. That's friends with me. One thing really makes me happy about turning 60. I will once again be married to a younger, arm candy wife, Ilona. For the next 9 months, I'm robbing the cradle again. Of course, maybe she's robbing the grave. I'm going to reflect on some of the things I've learned during my 60 revolutions around the sun, but there's only so much I can tell you during this brief 2-hour presentation. One of the major things I've learned is that life is about relationships.
It's true.
I'd like those of you here tonight with a significant other to raise a glass and look in this special person's eye. Before toasting, I would like you to realize that, statistically speaking, that's the person most likely to murder you. Cheers.
I'm looking at Tim's eyes.
Cheers. Right.
He's not even looking, he doesn't know.
On a more serious note, when I was younger, I always thought that someone who was 60 years old was ancient. It seemed like a really old age. Little did I know when I was 17 or 25 that advances in modern technology would allow me, at age 60, to still use things like rubber snot and plastic roaches. Scientific advances are an awesome part of our lives. In a normal speech, the speaker would now say, all kidding aside, and continue from there. But not me.
We're already down one page?
Yeah, no, One out of 4.
Bravo!
Don't get up, Polly. While I am going to get serious at points, most of you know I really put all kidding aside. That's been evident to those of you around me from an early age. My loving sister Maria should be a candidate for sainthood. For all the gags and jokes.
Amen.
She has endured.
Wow.
And Mike and Jean should take some comfort in the fact that they missed all of those.
They have no idea what they missed.
A good friend of mine, Tim Harrington, Harry.
Where's Tim?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Hiding in plain sight. Harry, to my Villanova friends and my Villanova wife, likes to recount, since he was an eyewitness to this event back in 1987, after I graduated from law school and was about to embark on my first white-collar job that I would hold in my life, after a childhood of washing dishes in my dad's diners,
God, get the Bible.
delivering newspapers, working as a short order cook at Sambo's, and driving a 7-Up truck, my saintly mother offered me some advice that she considered to be wise. I would objectively say that my mother was a very intelligent person. She skipped 2 grades in school and was intuitive and perspicacious as well. But this was one piece of advice I think she was wrong. I say this through the prism of hindsight in my 35 years of the working world. My mother looked at me and said sternly, "Now, Sonny, don't let your personality show for a few months at your new job." Tim loved it. I knew what she meant, but I wasn't sure I could comply. I think she was afraid I'd give my new boss a wedgie on the first day and be fired on the spot.
Is that you, Jim? Yeah, where's Lou?
I knew
Is
better
Lou
than
here?
that. It was Joe. I knew better than that, of course. I still felt the advice was a little bit stifling. Her heart was in the right place. She didn't want to find her Sonny unemployed and living back under her roof at 25. And I can't say I blame her for this cautious attitude. This will probably be the only time you'll hear me quote the Bible, and I admit I had to Google it, but in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "Nor do they light a lamp and then put it under a bushel basket. It is set upon a lampstand, where it gives light to all those in the house. just so your light must shine before others. This passage can apparently be interpreted a number of ways, just like Roe v. Wade. But nonetheless, the first lesson I'd like to impart upon turning 60, which I'm not quite yet, as you know, is this.
Couple minutes.
Don't hide your light under a bushel. Be yourself. Let yourself shine. Be proud of your natural light. There's only one you, and the world needs that person. So that's the first of my...
All right, we're done.
Oh, wrong. Put some more film in your camera.
2 or 4 pages.
The late great singer Ricky Nelson sang about this concept. Coincidentally, his dad Ozzie Nelson spent his childhood in Richfield Park, New Jersey, where my family lived for a time. Even more coincidentally, on that day long ago when Alona broke up with me, December.
That's where it's going. Elo.
I hope you're getting that, Danny, on video.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, on that day when she broke up with me, December 31st, 1985, Ricky Nelson died in a plane crash. That very same day. Ooh, let's go. Rich.
It means something.
He died in a plane crash. Having said all of that, the point of the lesson is that in his hit song, Garden Party, Ricky Nelson sang, I learned my lesson well. You can't please everyone, so you gotta please yourself. Exactly. Be true to yourself, people. Yes, Gio. I'm not really supposed to take questions. This is going to prolong the process. Yeah, Gio, as many as you want. Go
Are
ahead.
we still on page 2?
No.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was not an appropriate question. All right. Pop music references aside, believe it or not, I put some time into writing this speech. One of the first places I turned to was an inspirational speech given by Jim Valvano, the former college basketball coach at Iona and North Carolina State. He spoke at the ESPN ESPY Awards in 1993 while accepting the Arthur Ashe Courage and Humanitarian Award. Yeah, why don't we just pass around drinks while we
Let's do shots.
interrupt?
We need some.
Shots.
Hey, Larry, can you give me a beer?
1.5 pages left. Hang in there, folks. There's more booze over there. Jim Valvano knew he was dying of cancer at the time of his speech. He used the national stage to reflect on his life and what he considered a worthy way to spend it. Jimmy V said, Gio, there's really not supposed to be questions.
Stop it. Stop
What's
being
your
a
question?
headlock.
What's your question, Gio? Get it on the mic.
Are you like Jim Galvano on the verge?
No, I'm not dying as far as, but we're all dying in a way. We're going to be dead eventually, so why not?
That's a good answer.
Jim Valvano was dying of cancer. He knew at the time of his speech. He said people should do three things every day if they want to live a full life. He said they should think every day. Just think deeply about something, learn something new. He also said people should laugh every day, and also they should cry every day, whether in sadness or in joy. He said if a person thought, laughed, and cried each day, that would be a pretty fulfilling day. Sadly, he died just 6 weeks after making that speech. However, before passing, he founded the V Foundation for Cancer Research, which has raised more than $290 million to fight cancer. I'm not here to tell you to think, laugh, and cry every day. Jim Valvano already did that. It's an end-of-life lesson that perhaps we can put to use before the end of our own lives. As I continued to think about what I'd say tonight, Gio's questions notwithstanding, I realized that I didn't want to hold all of you hostage for the rest of the evening with my endless well of knowledge and wisdom
that too.
and humility. So I've distilled my priceless advice into just 3 categories. A discussion of the rest of my wisdom will have to wait until my 70th and 80th birthdays, and hopefully you'll be invited. GL, I'm not so sure. No questions. I've already discussed the first of the 3 points, be yourself and let your light shine. The second point, and now we're at the end of page 3, Gio, is to give thanks and be appreciative. There, you're thanking already. I'm a big believer in counting your blessings and appreciating what you have. All of us here are lucky people in so many ways. We all have our health, roofs over our head, and food on our tables. In short, we enjoy all of life's necessities plus many of its luxuries. I think it's important to reflect on this regularly and give thanks in whatever way and to whatever extent you can, whether it's through doing good deeds, making charitable donations, reflecting gratefully on your blessings, or by some combination of the three. My last point is to stress the importance of relationships. When I was a young man growing up in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, it wasn't cool for a male to tell anyone other than his girlfriend or his wife that he loved them. Thankfully, society has evolved since then. As you get older, you realize even more that we are each here on earth for only a relatively short period of time, and we should not let our cell phones ring during a really important speech.
Silence your cell
And the thing
phone.
that gives our lives meaning is relationships with people, not wealth or status or power. Hopefully, your capacity to love is a big one, and you have a lot of special people in your life. I know I do. And each of you falls into that category. I only invited people tonight who I love to be on this boat. You're each special in your own way, and I love you for who you are, and I thank you for being here, you and Gio. I'm sure you've made a big impact in many lives. No matter what, you're sure you've made one in mine. And of course, I have to sing out the one person who I love the most, who I love more every day.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
She is an awesome wife, the best that I could imagine, especially for a German.
Thank you, Love you to death.
When it comes to richness, almost done, Gio. When it comes to richness of relationships, I'm grateful to feel like the relationship tycoon equivalent of Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos. I'd say Elon Musk too, but I don't want to be that wacky. I'll leave you with this. My mother was of Irish heritage, and my father was born in Greece. In their old country style of upbringing, family and friends were everything. They represented the gold standard of relationships. Not coincidentally, this reminds me of two song lyrics I love from artists with the same old country values. The first lyric is from Van Morrison's Someone Like You.
You gonna sing it?
Van sings, someone like you makes it all worthwhile. Someone like you keeps me satisfied. Someone exactly like you. And in Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, Elton John sings, I thank the Lord that there's people like you out there. I share Elton's sentiment. Thank you all for enduring this long speech, and thanks for being who you are. I love you all.